Hey, what is up, you sexy beasts? GhostSickness Tristan here, and I'm bringing you guys my first time shooting guns. It was not this weekend, the one I talked about on the camping trip. Really fun stuff, shooting rats with 22 pigeons. But with 22 pigeons with 22 caliber guns, it was not actually that time, but I don't know, a year and a half, a year, 2 years ago? I don't even know, but it was a little bit ago. Pretty recently, if you actually think about it, in the grand scheme of things. I hadn't shot a gun up until that point. So I was probably, 14 or 15 at the time, and my friend was like, hey bro, we're going up shooting, and did you want to go with us? Because I told him he's talking about shooting and stuff, and I'm like, hey bro, do you mind if I go with you sometime? That sounds fantastic. So he invites me one of these times with him, his mom, and his stepdad, and I don't know if his little brother was there, but either way, so we end up going up to, I think his little brother was there. I'm not even completely sure. Probably. Let's just say his little brother was there also. Not really important to the story. But we end up getting up there. It's a little bit out of town, probably 20 minutes. It's this super unofficial gun range, but a lot of people know it as the gun range, so they go there, and there's not like buildings or anything. It's not official. It's just kind of like, yeah, there's this giant hill just outside of town that everybody shoots at. So we end up going out there. It's probably like a 20-minute drive. We got all the guns loaded in the back, and we get there. We start unpacking things. They start showing me and everything, all the guns that they have and everything for the day. So I start getting super excited. And they're like, all right, which one do you want to shoot first? I'm like, all right, let's start with the low calibers, blah, blah, blah. Let's work our way up to the good stuff. And that's probably it. So I pull out the 22 rifle, and obviously we get all the safety, and we're following procedures and whatnot. And, we're shooting down range, and a lot of people, it was really organized. Like, a lot of people would know when we're going out. We'd like shout or whatever when you're going out to set up targets or do whatever, so no one else is shooting down range while you're over there. But it's still a super unofficial gun range, and there's people to your right and left. There's probably about 8-10 cars there at any given moment. Throughout the day, people are just shooting to your right, to your left. And we had little ear fucking earplugs. So anyway, I start shooting the 22 rifle, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty quiet. It's good stuff. Shooting it downrange, trying to just aim at this little target that we had set up. And I hit it okay the first few times. I wasn't like the most accurate or the best or anything like that. And then I move up to the 22 pistol. Now this was a revolver. I had absolutely no recoil. Fantastic stuff. It's just like shooting blanks. Really fun to shoot, by the way. Also a little bit less hitting the target this time because all that other stuff. Now, I knew how to use iron sights because I played a lot of first-person shooters, and I've seen a lot of guns, and I just know how iron sights work. It's really not a complicated thing. So we started shooting that, and then there were a lot of rifles, but I don't exactly remember all of them, but I do remember the 30-30. So the 30-30 is a pretty cool rifle. Shoots pretty decent sized rounds, has a lot of kick, as much kick as the 12 gauge that we shot later with bird shot or whatever. So I'm not a gun expert, guys. All right, you guys will figure this out. So you start shooting the 30-30 and other rifles, and we move up a little bit with the rifles. Some of the 22 rifles had scopes, some of them didn't, some of them just had iron sights. There were probably like 3 22 rifles and like the 22 pistol, and then there were a few assault rifles, and not assault rifles, just regular rifles, including the 30-30, but I mainly remember the 30-30. It had a lot of kick. I was really surprised. I was like, damn, it didn't like hurt my shoulder or anything, but I'm like, wow, all right, that's quite a bit of kick, and it's obviously noticeable. And that was fun, shooting downrange a little bit. And so his stepdad is trying to show us how to shoot the 30-30, right? So he kind of pulls it up, and it has a sight on it and everything, and he's like aiming downrange. And he is a little too close to his eye and his nose, so he shoots it, and it goes back, and he's like, all right, guys, this is how you shoot a 30-30, blah, 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 you aim it like this, and it hits him right in the nose. He's like, no, that's not how you shoot a 30-30. He starts bleeding from the nose a little bit because he held it too close to his face, and my friend and I are just cracking up. We found this absolutely hilarious that his, stepdad was trying to show us proper gun safety and proper gun procedures, and he ended up bleeding because he looked too close down the damn sight. So I thought that was funny. Then we pulled out the 20 gauge shotgun, and it was single barrel, so my friend and I, it was really cool. You'd open it, and the bullets, or the shell would just go phew, fly like 8 to 10 feet. Really cool stuff after you shot it, obviously. And open it, so it was like a break, a break in the center. Anyway, so we would start shooting clay pigeons. There were orange clay pigeons. They had like freaking 100 of them, man. They had a bunch of these, so we just throw them up and shoot them with birdshot. It was pretty easy to hit them, actually. And then we moved down, or down, I don't know, down in gauge, but higher in, you know, firepower and stuff like that, to the 12 gauge shotgun, baby. And out of this one, it was a double barrel, but we ended up shooting birdshot as well. This was a lot harder to hit the target, in my opinion, because one's on the right and one's on the left instead of aiming straight down the barrel, right? So, it was like kind of hip fire, man. I didn't have steady aim. It was horrible. So we end up shooting those, and it's a lot harder to hit the damn clay pigeons with a 12 gauge shotgun that's double barreled than it is a 20 gauge that's single barreled, because single barreled it's not, you know, right or left side. So you had to kind of adjust for that. My friend and I were just doing that, and it was really, really fun. And so we end up a little bit later setting up some clay pigeons down the thing, just on the wall, and they're just these little clay discs. I don't know why they're called clay pigeons. Don't ask me. I know they're clay, but they're not. They're not pigeons. They don't resemble pigeons at all. Setting them along the hillside, and they were really fun to snipe with the 22 because it had a scope on it also. Really, really great stuff. Then we ended up going to the top of the mountain. I think after a lot of people left, we were there a little bit late. Not like super dark or anything, but we're just throwing clay pigeons off. The extra ones that were there, the extra ones that we had, the extra ones that people had, and didn't break and didn't miss. Because, I don't know, they wanted to use them all. And so we're like, hell yeah! Throwing clay pigeons like frisbees. That was really fun to do. But other than his stepdad hurting himself, there wasn't anything too memorable. But it's really, really fun to shoot guns. I do like them. I plan to own them when I'm older, but I'm not like, oh yeah, guns, market, you know, they're not needed or anything like that, not all the time, but they are fun to use for hunting and just self-protection or whatever you want to use them for. They're just fun to shoot, man. They're just cathartic, just amazing. If you guys haven't shot guns, I suggest it. If you just want to, you know, kind of relieve yourself. I mean, don't shoot people, obviously, but you know, we maintain proper procedure the whole time. The 30-30 had as much recoil as the 12 gauge with birdshot, which I know does not have as much recoil as a freaking 12 gauge with a deer slug or whatever. I'm not a gun expert, guys, but I know some stuff. I know some lingo, baby. So I ended up getting home, and that was really, really fun. I ended up finding like a unshot 30 round in my jacket. I was like, oh, that's neat. That's pretty cool. And I don't know, I threw it away or something. But yeah, it was a fun time shooting guns. If you have not done it, I suggest doing it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of My First. I know it wasn't like perverted or girl related, but I hope this changed your pace, because I haven't heard a lot of people talking about shooting guns on me for their first time, you know, having their first time with a gun. I mean, not doing that. Ugh, gross. Have a great day, and remember the fact that I love you guys. Goodbye.